Okay, this story has originally been written by Corey Hort. He's a young adult with ASD, trying to find his way, and that was updated on the second year. That it's the answer to a question that was put forward. What is wrong with American high schools? I'm just reading it out. Little Johnny is walking down the hallway at school. He's an introverted ninth grader who has not hit his growth spurt yet. He's very nerdy, pale, with glasses and some acne. Not surprisingly, he's the target of Big Sam, the well-known school bully. Sam is above average size, and every day he torments Johnny, knocking his books down, throwing him into a nearby locker, and even occasionally delivering a kick to the stomach. Johnny has complained several times and has only managed to get Sam a few detentions. Oftentimes, the people targeted by bullying are simply those who are late bloomers or are nerds. Being a nerd isn't bad, and in my opinion, it is a great thing, and late puberty is simply not controllable. Fast forward to sophomore year. Little Johnny finally got his own spurt and proceeded to grow 7 inches and gain 70 pounds of muscle. He's joined the local gym and really is into it, but still has trouble being social. He still has to deal with Sam. Sam has ratcheted up his efforts and had ambushed Johnny behind the school the previous day and beat him up. Again, the school only gave him a detention. Today, Sam does his usual routines and throws Johnny into the locker. And Johnny turns right round and clocks Sam right in the jaw. Sam reels back and Johnny delivers a kick to the stomach, then another haymaker to the face, knocking Johnny to the ground. They are both sent to the office by a nearby administrator. Sam makes up a bullshit story about an ambush. Johnny depicts a tale of months of abuse and notes the many reports of Sam's bullying. The result? Sam gets 1 day suspension for retaliation in a fight. Johnny is suspended 7 days for instigating the conflict. Now, how can such a discrepancy occur? Turns out, Sam's father is an important member of the school board and also a large donor to the school itself. Corruption in the school system is real, and the byproduct is slipping standards, slipping discipline, and mistrust of a system that is supposed to be guiding our youth on the path to success. Fast forward another year. Johnny has changed. When he comes to school, he seems dead. He wears dull clothing and always seems like he just wants to leave. His grades, once straight A's, have slipped to low B's and C's. Sam still relentlessly bullies him, and Johnny knows he can't fight back. Even a simple push-off a few days into the school year earned him 3 days suspensions, and a verbal fuck-off netted him 4 days of detention. Every day he simply takes the abuse, and week after week he begins to look worse and worse. The school counselor meets with him weekly, but her words are Little more than a vomited just focus on school, ignore the bully, and other cliches. Recent budget cuts forced the school to jettison half of their counseling staff, and now the 2 remaining counselors have to keep their visits brief to meet with the 30-plus visitors per day. And Johnny tries day after day to just survive and advance to the next day. Until one day he doesn't come to school. Not much is thought of it at the time. Maybe he was sick. Maybe he needs a mental health day. Then the next day he is absent. His friends are worried. They haven't gotten through to him since he left school 2 days ago. A missing person report is put out. That night, at 9:45 p.m., police stumble upon a hanging body in the wooded backyard of Johnny's house. They look at the face, but in their hearts they know exactly who it is before they even see it. Johnny is dead. Suicide. Killed by his own hand, becoming yet another casualty of a broken system. I have one question about this whole situation. Why? In 9th grade, the bully could have been harshly reprimanded for his action. This happened. Sam backs off, and Johnny goes on to be top 20 of his class, eventually going off to Stanford University. In 10th grade, the system could have let Johnny defend himself instead of doing everything they can to defend the golden child of their top donor. The school suspends Sam for 2 weeks, and now Sam knows that Johnny can defend himself and stops his bullying tactics. Johnny joins the football team the next year, becomes a star running back, gets a scholarship to Clemson, and enjoys a brief NFL career. In 11th grade, they could have put more resources in noticing Johnny's depression and done a much better job with bringing him to the right path. Johnny gets the resources necessary to fight his depression, turns his grades and life around, graduates early from school, and goes on to study law school. Instead, the community mourns the loss of a child, one with a full life to live, yet threw it all away because he felt that death was better than living through the hell he was put through daily. One whose once limitless potential was wasted by the very system built to help him achieve it. More than half of all students have been bullied in school, some of them repeatedly and incessantly. I was one of them, and oftentimes I hated school. School discipline needs to be harsher towards bullies from a very early age, and self-defense should be encouraged rather than punished. Teachers are becoming more and more dissatisfied with incredibly low pay, and children are increasingly drifting away from the profession. Class sizes are getting larger, and schools have few resources due to budget cuts. How can we bring out the full potential of our youth when an uncountable number of people who would be amazing educators decide to follow a more lucrative career path solely because they want a life that simply cannot be financed by a teacher's salary? How can we properly educate our children with second-rate technology and second-rate textbooks from the Clinton administration. Thousands of teenagers are lost to suicide every year. It is the third leading cause of death among adolescents. Many more teens suffer from depression and anxiety. We should be promoting an environment that helps them, not one that leaves them in the dust, and certainly not allowing an environment that lets them be targeted. Our school system, once believed to be built on fairness and trust, has been sabotaged by corruption, a criminal tiny budget that only seems to shrink every year, and a severe case of apathy. And this system is stifling our youth, stunting their potential, and even outright killing them. One final thought to chew on. There are more teen suicides in a given year in America than people killed in every school shooting in American history combined. That's what's wrong with high school.